Hello sewing friends, Deb here from New Zealand. Got another little video here for you. Before we start though. Hello sewing friends, just got time to make a quick update of what I've been doing, where I've been at. So remember last time I had bought a serger? Well, I went to the YouTube, got a video. In fact, I've watched a few videos about how to thread it all up. That's all I knew. And then I went and made 3 or 4 tops. 4 actually. So there's this one. These are ones that I made out of my stash for my husband. And basically this jersey, it hasn't got a lot of stretch. It's not a very nice blue. And I probably would have got rid of it, and he needs jumpers for his sweatshirts for his work, so I thought, I'll see if I can use the serger to make that. These projects are just waiting for me to do the twin needle, which is another thing I've never done before, but my machine was in the shop being serviced, just got it back. So here's another one. This one I didn't have enough for the sleeve, so I found something else. All of these are a little bit big for him actually, and I'm going to just make them a little bit smaller by narrowing this seam. Now this one is just because I had some of this blue left. I've actually made a nice kind of jacket come cardigan out of this, which I haven't shown you yet. But this is a Pembroke top. I'll see if I can get a picture of myself in it. It's probably now a little bit hot for this weather, but that's okay. I can put it away for next year, and I do feel happy. I did have some fun with the serger. I did find that it didn't like to cut this material because it's quite kind of polyestery and shiny and slippery. What else was there? And then there was this one. Now this was like just literally some junk from the bottom of my stash, and I wanted to see what a raglan top would look like. Now I can't remember, I think it was a Love Notions pattern. I'll have a look for it to show you, but basically it did say in the instructions that you should go by your upper bust measurement, but I thought, I don't need to do that. I've got very big square shoulders. I mean, look at my shoulders, they're pretty square, and I'll just be able to make a size, I don't know if I made an 18 or a 20. 18 I think I made a straight size 18. Well, when I put it on, I'll show you in a minute, the shoulders, all of this bit was just gaping, so I put a little seam in it, which you can see here, and then put a bow on it too, so they couldn't see it. I don't know if I'll keep this one. I mean, it's very, very poor fabric, this one. I might keep it for wearing at home, but I must say I do like the whole raglan top look. I just pop it on, you'll see what I mean. I wasn't sure if it would be good with my square shoulders, but I think it is. Excuse the one underneath. And it's a tunic, this one. If I go up a bit, maybe you can see. I've got shorts on, so, but yeah, I mean it's a bit big for me, but it was a good muslin, let's put it that way, and it's no loss. I did try to finish it so that it could go to the charity shop at least and not end up in landfill. As I say, in New Zealand, charity shops don't have that much good plus size clothing, so I'm hopeful that if I gave it to the charity shop, somebody would like it. And anyway, don't you feel better about things when you don't know what the history is? So that was a muslin. What else have I got here? Oh yeah, so this is what I've been working on. So my machine, as I said, had been, I just sent it away to be serviced. I've got a Janome, and I bought it second hand. I don't think it had ever been serviced, but the woman who owned it had used it very, very lightly. But I noticed it was starting to go a bit, so I thought I should go and get that serviced. And while it was gone, I got a quote, by the way, for $150 to service it. I was like, oh my God, that is really expensive. Actually, when I went to pick it up, she charged me $130, not $150. While it was away though, the first machine I had was this Mezzo. I'll put a picture in to show you. And it was this old Mezzo. I had bought that one secondhand for $50, and it was, apart from an old Singer featherweight that I had for years and years, it was my first machine. And the good thing about this Mezzo was that it's pretty strong. It's got a pretty kind of firm action, and I've repaired tents and done canvas things with it before I was sewing clothes. But anyway, when I started to use it to sew clothes, you know, I mean, I got more familiar with my machine. But when I bought my new one, the old one had pretty much seized up. It was barely running. It was always been a bit on the stiff side. Anyway, when I sent my new machine away, I'm so proud of myself, because I went and had a look at some YouTube videos, and I worked out how to take the machine apart and give it a good oiling, and actually I was able to use it. So I was able to sew while my machine was gone, quite apart from the serger or overlocker. And what I made was this. Now this was some corduroy fabric that I had in my stash. It was probably one of the first bits of fabric I bought, and it was 36 inches wide. Isn't that funny? So narrow. But I used the Rad Patterns jacket, and I basically made the same size as I've made before, because even though it's not a knit, the one I made before is pretty loose, and this is more for a spring jacket. When I saw it made though, I didn't like the double-breasted look. It's like the lapels were out here, they were really huge. So I made the lapels, I made it single-breasted. Now, I've only just got my machine back. My old Mezzo machine is not good for putting buttonholes on. It's got like a 3 or 4 stage buttonhole, but so I waited for my new machine to come back. So I'm going to put some buttons on it, but I don't know if you can see this. I'll try and take some good pictures. But I actually pretty much like that. It's a bit plain. I'm not sure if this is going to need to come out, or maybe I could just put a pleat in it, because it kind of sticks out a lot because the fabric's a lot stiffer than maybe the knit that the pattern was designed for. But you know what, I kind of like this, and I think I might wear it quite a bit, because I've got a lot of scarves and things, so a plain jacket can be useful. So there's that one, and that was all but finished now, except for the buttonholes. Yeah. Now, apart from that, what's been going on? Oh yeah, mending. I don't know about you, but it's like when you can sew, don't you find that you have mending projects all over the place? Well, my husband gave me this jumper, which I've actually done quite a bit of mending on it already. I don't know if you can see, but it's been darned in a number of places. It's darned here. This other sleeve, complete mess. But look at I'm going to put some patches on. I was like, that needs to go in the bin. And he said, oh no, it's so warm, I love it. So I thought, oh, okay, well, I'll see if I can rescue it somehow. But bear in mind that a lot of the time he's working either, you know, outside on a farm or on a forestry block or on a building site. So, you know, you don't want to be too precious about his clothes. So that one I've got to do. Actually, everywhere I look, I seem to have mending projects. This one, I bought this second hand. Blow me down. I love this top. Look what's happened. I don't know if I can rescue that or not, but I'm going to give it a go. Yes, what I was going to tell you was, I've got this, for the last few years, I've been really trying to curb my consumerism, and basically gone through a whole jag of cleaning stuff out of my house and trying to have a much more kind of curated set of things in my house, which is, you know, I think when you're a bit of a maker you can end up with a lot of clutter. So that's an ongoing process. But one thing I had kind of floundered about was clothes, because I basically had clothes that were size 20, 18, 16 and possibly a few 14s. So a couple of years ago I got rid of the size 14s. Last year I thought, well, give it a rest, Deb, because you're never going to be size 16 again. So I got rid of the size 16s, and everything that was a bit snug on me I put in a great big suitcase. And on January the 1st I made the resolution that anything I could not wear or alter or find some use for by December the 31st 2019 I was going to have to give away. So that case has been sitting there, and a while ago I got it out, and I was amazed and delighted to find that quite a lot of those clothes that were a bit snug, they're still a little bit snug, but they fit me a lot better than they were. So I don't know if I've lost a bit of weight, because I don't weigh myself ever. I have actually been doing quite a bit of exercise. Nothing to do with weight, more to do with the fact that I'm getting older and I need to keep my health. So I've been trying to at least try and do the recommended minimum amount of exercise, nothing special. But when I looked at that case of clothes, there were quite a few things in there that I managed to get out, and in fact there's only about a third of the case left. So whatever, you know, who knows, maybe I can do something with it by December the 31st, maybe it'll have to go. But I did get things out of the case that I looked at and thought, with a bit of modification I might be able to wear that. And I had two little dresses like this. Now I think they're a little bit young for me really, but you know, it's hot here in the summer. And what was wrong with these little dresses is they had a bit of ruching, which I've actually unpicked now. I don't know if you can see it. They had a ruching under here, and it wasn't quite in the right place for my big bust. So I took the ruching out. I'm going to give that a wash, and I've put the other one in to see if I can dye it. I might dye this one as well. I think if they were dyed darker colour they wouldn't look so babyish and might suit somebody of my age a little better. So I was pleased about those, but I also found a top here. It's a bit the same style as the what is it called, Rhapsody blouse, but it's got some slight changes. This is a shabby old thing. It came from Kmart and was very cheap when I bought it. But what I thought I would do is take this apart and make a pattern out of it, compare it to the Rhapsody blouse, and see what's different, because this blouse looks pretty nice on me. I'll see if I can put a picture up to show you that. So that's what I've been getting up to. I'll show you my next projects now. Right, so the next project I wanted to talk about was my Make 9 for 2019. Now I had actually kind of given up on this one because I had written this in the back of a journal, and then I had put the journal away somewhere and couldn't find it. But a while ago I had was looking through my photos, and I found I'd taken a photograph of it before I put it away. So having a look at it, I'm quite surprised that I've done better about it than I thought I had. So remembering that in New Zealand we start in January and end in December in the summer, whereas you guys start and end in the winter. So looking at my Make 9, I started with a pair of shorts. In fact, I had been experimenting with different shorts, and no doubt I'll pick that project up again when the weather gets hotter. An Upton dress, I'll talk more about that in a minute. 2 pairs of curtains for our bedroom. I didn't make curtains for our bedroom. In fact, I decided not to. Instead, I made curtains for the downstairs bedroom, which underwent a complete renovation. So I feel I've done enough curtains for this year. I'll do those curtains for our bedroom if we decorate it.
Then underneath I've got, I wanted to make a tunic, obviously a roll neck tunic, and I used the Pembroke. I was going to use the Concord, and then I realised that I had the Pembroke. I made a Dartmouth top. That's another cashmere wrap pattern. I was keen to make up these cashmere wrap patterns because they're pretty expensive, and I bought a few of them and they just sat there. A jersey dress, which I made the Concord. I made 2 bias undertops. I'll show those when the weather gets hotter, but I made them in the summer, back in January, looking for things to go under other things again. And then underneath I'd added a few ideas to it as hot patterns floaty top. Yeah, I remember making that. It was a complete disaster. A Love Notions blouse, that was the Rhapsody, so I made that. I've made 2 of those. I made the Rad Patterns Martha jersey dress, and I made the York Pinafore.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the update. From now until the end of the year, my plan is to get that Upton dress made. There's a lot of learning in it for me. I've never made anything lined before, and the bodice of it is lined. To be honest, I'm not that au fait with making anything fitted, and that is quite a fitted bodice, so I think I'm going to need to do some work to get that right. I'll pick the Upton dress because so many people, bigger people, think that it looks beautiful when it's made, so I'm hoping that's true. In general, I'm not been a great wearer of dresses, but I'm willing to give this one a go. So yeah, until the next video, enjoy your sewing, enjoy your autumn, winter, or spring, summer if you're here, if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, and enjoy life. And I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.